This is an extract from another debate. Luffy or Naruto, who's the best hero? Check it out in the link below.
Pain was a world threat.
Was he? Or was he
Yes.
just a
But
threat
he
to
saved
the
Pain
Leaf
from the
Village?
village. We didn't know
He
if
was
he
only
was
the
going to be a
Leaf
war
Village.
threat.
You didn't know if he was going to be a world. You're saying you didn't know he was going to be a world threat because Naruto stopped him in the Leaf Village.
He only had
But
beef with the
if
Leaf
he
Village.
wouldn't, if he wouldn't have stopped him in the Leaf Village, he would have been a world threat.
I don't know that yet.
Naruto has also stopped gods. Naruto had also stopped Kaguya. Like, what
But
are we
that's, for
talking
example,
about?
okay, this is why.
I'll
That's
give you
why
that.
I'm
I'll give you
saying I
that.
agree with you.
Again,
to
the
a
same,
certain extent.
if it's more than once, it's over and over again. It doesn't.
But no,
If you don't include Pain or not, the only reason you're saying that Pain isn't a world threat is because he got defeated in the Leaf Village. That's literally it. Of course, we're not going to know if he's a world threat or not because he got
That's not
stopped in the
true.
Leaf Village.
That's not
Do
true.
you wait? Are you arguing with me?
Hold on. If it's not true, tell me why, Kenny.
Pain literally only had beef with the Leaf Village because they killed
No,
his
this
friend
world shall
in the
know
Great
pain is the moniker, not the Leaf Village shall know pain.
He was mad at the Leaf for killing
The
his
Leaf Village shall
comrade.
know pain is not the moniker. It's the world shall know pain. It's the world, Kenny. The world, Kenny. The world, Kenny. He didn't say the Leaf Village shall know pain. He didn't only have beef with the Leaf Village because he just fought in the Leaf Village and got beat by Naruto in the Leaf Village.
Can I shed some
Is the
light
world
as to
shall know
why?
pain?
Can I
If
shed
it-
some light as to why I don't think Pain is a war level threat?
Thank you. If it has anything to do with because he got defeated in the Leaf Village, I'm leaving.
No, it doesn't have to do with that. I feel like I'm only saying this because of his speech, like when he was telling Naruto, and he's saying that I feel like he wasn't saying this world because in their speech they always say the shinobi world, and he's saying that like when Naruto was mad, he quite literally told him like, what about me? What about my family? What about the pain that I've suffered? Like my reality now is the consequences that this village and the other village decided like to have a battle on their turf, like ignoring the consequences. So you feel like it was unfair. So there was a direct correlation to Konoha, and there was a direct correlation to I can't remember what the other village was, but like he made that. So that's why I'm saying like when he's saying this world shall know pain, there is no proof that because for example like it's the other things within the other villains there are people that had a goal of like either conquering the world or being pirate king themselves. However, they were defeating we're in the same area. I can just go and be like he's a world level threat because that's not what he aimed for. At least like I can think of 5 people that are world level threat. However, I just don't think that Pain is one of them.
The thing is, I understand what you're saying, but I'm not going to look at I'm not going to look at One Piece and be like, pirates were trying to take over the world, but that doesn't mean they're a world threat. I mean, just like how Kenny his first question to me was, I don't think Zabuza was a world threat, which was a stupid question because of course, Zabuza wasn't a world threat. Nobody, when I'm talking about world threats, nobody's mentioning Zabuza. So I think we can figure out who the world threats are. So I'm not going to be like, oh yeah, the female pirate that Luffy beat in the first 15 episodes is a world threat. I'm not going to say that. That's just stupid. But I'm saying like any type of evil is going to always start where it's is always going to evolve from where it starts from, which most likely is going to be what you held to you the most, your home, anything like that. But again, Shinobi World doesn't just stop at the Leaf Village or the Sand Village or anything like that. There's ninjas all around the world. You feel me? Like this world shall know pain. He's not. His plan was to start with the Leaf Village because yes, that's where he had the most beef. But to believe that he was going to just be like Leaf Village gone, Naruto dead. Yeah, we're mission accomplished. That's asinine.
No, yeah, it is. But like for example, I remember when we had like a similar argument, and I was saying that like the reason why I feel like Nagato to begin with was not even going for the whole world is just like his lifespan. for him to display the power that he needed to conquer, I don't think that he can do the same power level that he literally did for Konoha. Because like literally the feat when he brings him back to life, his life is gone. But like for example, when I'm saying power level, when I'm saying like world threat, it's not necessarily just like where it started, but more so their power level too. Like regardless of what you're telling me, do I feel like you're able to back it up? Not really. Like when you're telling me Kaguya, Momoshiki, or even Madara, because the Eternal Tsukuyomi, I can genuinely acknowledge like the whole world was under the Eternal Tsukuyomi. However, like now it's still to this day it's still conversation whether the whole Naruto world is literally like a shinobi world. Like
But
NC Hammer recently did it to where like he showed, oh, like these are the basically like the military forces of some of these areas. So that's why like the Hokage doesn't have that much influence and stuff like that. But he literally showed like, oh, there's this piece here, there's this piece here. But like as far as like the rest of the map, we still to this day like don't have it in the whatchamacallit, like in the guidebook or whatnot from Naruto.
and I understand you just brought up the Eternal Tsukuyomi, but you got to understand when Madara first got introduced, we know he had plans, but we didn't know that was the specific plan. First off, we did not know that he was until later on in the war. And again, you got to, there's different situations. Like this is a battle. This is a whole war. Of course, there's going to be a drawn out. Of course, there's going to be things later down the line because the story allows it to. The story for Pain was for him to be defeated within the Leaf Village. So
wait, I'm confused. Because what do you mean by what why are we saying Madara? I'm confused.
because you brought up you believe Madara would be able to destroy the world because of the Eternal Tsukuyomi. That's why.
But just because of the power that he has.
That's what I'm saying. But again, like caliber. If we were shown that because that was allowed to be drawn out, and we were eventually allowed to learn that was what his plan was for the world. You feel me? Like his plan was we know his plan was to change the world in some aspect, but we didn't know it was going to be through the Eternal Tsukuyomi until he said so. Pain was going to show the world Pain, and we knew that. It did. The story didn't allow it to get past the battle in the Leaf Village because it wasn't a war. It's a battle.
But the reason I'm saying it's different is because Madara, from when he was presented, even though he has not done one of those things, you know that he's up here in terms of power level. However, Pain, even within the Akatsuki conversation, is he the strongest or is he like, third strongest or whatnot? There are people like with existing, like people that even the conversation with my guy, most people say, oh, my guy is in the Leaf. Pain is defeated. You know what I'm saying? Like the reason why people are even able to have that as an argument is because like the power level, there is a scaling that Pain. I feel like Pain to Madara, that's huge. And I feel like Madara was one of the first people that represented that planetary, like, that world threat. Like Madara is the first that I'm trying to think. Either Madara or Jubito, I would say. Those were some of the first that you're like, oh, these niggas can confirm without a doubt take over the planet.
Nah, I understand where you're coming from. I'm gonna just have to disagree. When I thought the world destroyed, my first thought in the whole series was Pain. When I'm watching the series for the first time going through it, I'm thinking the only person at the point he's introduced, the only person stronger than Pain in the Akatsuki is Itachi Uchiha. That's what's going through my head until the story starts developing. I'm just letting that's just me. I'm looking at it not from what I know, but from what I was experiencing as I was going through both of them. But
shout out to KBZ Preem in the chat who says gathering the tail beast Pain had potential, but no, he wasn't a threat to the entire world.
Join our Discord server now and dive into a space where we talk everything: sports, anime, music, entertainment. We cover it all. And trust us, it gets hectic in there. Got questions, hot takes, theories? Bring them! Share your ideas, thoughts, and be part of the conversation. And hey, if we feature anything you drop in our videos, we'll be sure to shout you out. Our community is growing fast, so don't wait. Tap in now, leave your mark, and enjoy the fun before it gets packed. Share this with your grandma.